What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Second Street Marvel. I am your host, Trinity. Thank you all so much for being here during the morning movie chat. And guys, we got quite a bit to talk about today. You know, it's a busy weekend, and I didn't end up doing my live stream yesterday. Had something else planned because, in case you guys didn't know, if you guys missed it yesterday, I premiered a video about the Soska sisters movie getting ready to come out on video on demand. You can go on you can go anywhere. I think you can go on like Apple, on the Apple Store. You can go to Vudu and all those kinds of things and pre-order the Soska Sisters remake of a 1977 David Cronenberg classic, Rabid. So, you know, if you get a chance, I think you should definitely go and check that movie out if you like horror movies, or especially like body horror movies. Very good movie. I got a chance to see it a while back, and that's where I got some of that footage from when I went to Screamfest LA here just I don't know, a little over a month ago, about a month and a half ago. No, actually it's getting closer to 2 months at this point. But yeah, so I dropped that video yesterday, guys, and so I hope you got a chance to check it out. If not, you should definitely make sure that you check out the Soska Sisters Rabid this Friday. And it is playing at some theaters, but it's also getting video on demand and will be on DVD, I believe, in February. So, you know, instead of going out and watching Black Christmas, you should go out and watch the other remake. You know, that's what you should do. And let's not forget, guys, that this Friday actually starts Jumanji, the next level. You know, basically the third Jumanji movie, and I can't wait to see that. And don't tell anybody, guys, but I'm gonna take my kids to see it on Thursday. Yeah, that's right. We're gonna go. We're gonna take them after school. We're gonna go watch Jumanji, the next level. Whew! Can't wait to see that. Yeah, been waiting for that one. I really like the first one. My kids really like that one as well. We just watched it again last night. As a matter of fact, it's just a great movie. You know, they put together just the right cast. And you know what's funny is my daughter, you know, my oldest, she was actually even sitting there. She goes, you know that girl that's playing, that girl with the red hair there, she looks like the girl that plays Nebula. Her voice sounds like the girl that plays Nebula in Avengers. I was like, it is her. And she's like, oh, really? I was like, yeah. Very, very beautiful young lady she is, you know, that Karen Gillan. Man, yeah. Plus, she's a redhead too. Man, I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is. I am Misguided. Thank you so much for being here. RC Scott, thank you so much for being here. Kobe Reviews Movies, thank you so much for being here as well. Don't forget to hit that like button, guys. And if you'd like, you know, at any time you can follow links down in the description. If you ever want to, you know, send a direct donation here to the channel, you can do that, or you can always even become a Patreon member. You know, there's links down there for all of that if you ever want to. It's nothing required. It's all good. You know, you guys know I'm gonna be sitting here flapping my gums about movies anyway. So yes, we got that getting ready to come up. And you know, guys, another thing that I wanted to tell you guys about, I'm not sure if you guys follow me on Facebook, Instagram, or even Twitter. You guys should go do that. I don't do as much on Instagram and Facebook as I probably should. I do a little bit more interacting on Twitter, but you know, you guys know how Twitter is. It's just a crazy world over there on Twitter. But I just recently shared a tweet because one of the things that I'm really into, guys, is like success, being successful, health and fitness and things like that. I kind of got into a little bit of that last night when I did my comic book previews for the books that are getting ready to come out this week. And one of the channels that I follow here on YouTube is called Impact Theory. Actually, it's Tom Bilyeu is the channel name. It's under his. He's one of the co-founders of Impact Theory. And really great, they do really great content, talking to a lot of people in like just different industries. Today's video, he was talking just about, it was I think like the Impact Theory segment where he's talking to just different people, how they've been successful and things like that throughout their life. You know, kind of finding formulas that work for different people, what's worked for them, and you know how have helped them be successful. And then like on Thursdays, I believe it's on Thursdays, he releases ones where he's talking to like more health related tips and things like that, health, fitness, things like that, which is really good. And you know, I talked about this a while back. He had Mike Mutzel on from High Intensity Health, another channel here on YouTube. Absolutely great stuff. So they just dropped one today with John Travolta over on Impact, Tom Bilyeu's channel. Really great stuff. And you know, I just like watching videos like that, you know, where people are talking about what has helped them be successful and things like that. because I think that's something that ultimately, like, I want for you guys, and the ultimate thing I've found with anybody, to find success is one thing you've got to be. I mean, you got to have focus, you got to have drive, but the other thing is ultimately, and it's something I've even found here with being a content creator on YouTube, is you got to find a way to add value to others. You know what I mean? You got to find a way to add value to others, whether that's it's with what you're saying or what you're trying to do. Your whole point, and that's what I try to do here at the channel, is try to add value to you guys, whether it's offering my opinions and thoughts on movies and things like that. And you guys are really helpful with that by interacting with me in the chats, giving me extra things to talk about. And I want to add value in those ways, but also you guys can see from a lot of the actual videos, the produced videos that I drop, I try to do that in those videos too, is try to add some sort of value to your viewing experience, whether it's when I'm sharing my love of a comic book, or even my, what I didn't like about a comic book. Just trying to find some way to add value to my viewers. So, anyway, that's just one thing. Like I said, you guys should definitely go check out Tom Bilyeu's channel. Just really great stuff he does over there. And one of these days, I would like to do some content just like that as well, where I get to talk to successful people and things like that. And I think I've somewhat done that. Here on the channel, I think I've somewhat talked to some people who have been successful in those kinds of ways. Like, not too long ago, I had young Rippa59 here on the channel. That was really great. He's been a very successful YouTuber, and he's very successful in a lot of other different things as well, different aspects of life. So, we all have a path that we've got to follow. And the one thing I've ultimately learned is, we always attract who we are. You know what I mean? It's something. It's just kind of one of those truths about life, is we attract who we are. So, if you look around you and you got a bunch of bad people around you, that doesn't make you a bad person. Maybe you're just associating with some of the wrong people. And eventually we all find what we're looking for anyway. And that's the ultimate thing, is some people just go through life without an exact direction or anything, without having a way, like a goal in mind. Have a goal and make sure you write it down and go do whatever it takes to find that goal. And sometimes you're going to have goals that change at different times. You know what I mean? Like right now, I've been focused a lot on growing the channel and getting to the 1,000 subscribers for all the different reasons. And that's been my goal. And so in the meantime, over the past few months, I've spent less time on my bike, less time working out and things like that. So what's happened? Yeah, packed on a couple pounds. Put on about an extra 6 pounds here over the past couple months, and it's all right here in my gut where I can see it. And the thing is I know how to lose it. I know what it takes to get there. I know what it takes to implement regimens and things like that. That's not a problem. I've been successful in those kinds of things. So. You know what I mean? And that, I don't know. To me, not everybody has that. Like people sometimes know what works, what has worked, or what they've seen work for others. But ultimately, it still comes down to you knowing what works for you. You got to put your body through the trials and things like that and see what works for you. Because it's not the same for everybody, and that goes for anything that you want to do in your life, whether you want to be successful in making music and working out and leading a healthier lifestyle, different things like that. There's no one template that works for everybody, but there are general guidelines that will generally lead to success. And that's where getting into some of those conversations is really cool. Anyway, guys, I'm not here to keep preaching. Let's go ahead and get ready to talk about some movies and things. I'm going to go ahead and say what's up to everybody here in the chat again really quick, and then we'll get right into it, because like I said, there's several things to talk about. We got a few new trailers out there to check out, and we'll end up talking about. Let's see. I am misguided. Says fourth if you count Zathura. Yeah, that's true. Zathura was very much just like the Jumanji movies, very very much so. Which I do. Yeah, very good point. Very good point. But I've never seen. I don't think I've seen Zathura. To be honest with you, I don't think I have. RC Scott said I've quit social media for 2 years. Yeah, see, and that's the thing. I could. Maybe I should save that for the Trailer Park Live on Friday. But yeah, social media, it's the one thing is far too many people look into social media for just different things. You know what I mean? Like, sometimes we always feel like a need that we have to say something when we see something that we don't like or that we do like, and things like that, and that just leads to other things. You know what I mean? And I don't know. Sometimes I feel like it's reaching. Sometimes people are reaching. Just like something. I was even given one of the guys I know, Black Angus Reviews. I was giving him a hard time on his video. He did one yesterday talking about the Ghostbusters trailer and when it came out. And like he's not a fan and this and that. And talking about just some different things, but also something else that he's doing to hopefully raise money for a charity as well. But I was giving him a hard time because I'm like, well, if you're not a fan, you don't like the movie, you don't plan on going and seeing the movie, like you've made a video just to say that you made a video. You know what I mean? Like just because everybody's talking about it doesn't mean that we have to make a video about it. Like you don't have to make content about things that you don't like. You know what I mean? Like it's all good, but like it's not even that he has like a like if it was like something he disliked, like I don't like, that is, I don't know, it's just different. But again, I'm not in control of his channel, I don't care, I was just giving him a hard time more than anything. But anyway, and like me, I'm a fan of films in general, so a lot of times I will talk, I talk a lot about movies and things like that because that's what I do. I like movies, just all movies really, and just in general, like I'm willing to open to seeing just about anything. Even things I don't like I already got my tickets to go see Rise of Skywalker. Yeah, I do. Just trying to nail down a time where I can take the family and we can all go see it. But but that's and maybe, but I don't know, like yeah, I guess it's all a different thing. But again, I was just giving them a hard time, and it's fun giving people a hard time sometimes. But yeah, and the social media, like that thing is like far too many people look into it far too much. You know what I mean? Like they take it to heart. People actually look to social media for social validation and things like that. So yeah, I get it. And things are always so convoluted. People are like at each other's throats constantly over their opinions, and it's like God, like you know people act so much like they want, you hear this a lot, like I want politics out of my entertainment, out of my escapist entertainment and things like that. And it's like, but you're being that way about your movies. Like when you're interacting with other people, we see these people who are interacting in the same, like you want politics out of it, but you're acting politically, like about it. You're treating it like it's politics. Like these nerds, these fandom things are, you're treating them like they're politics in the same way that people treat politics like politics. And it's like, so there's got to be a line here somewhere. You know what I mean? A line to walk with something like that. But yeah, and social media, it's just weird. Like I said, far too many people look way too much into it, and far too many people aren't themselves on social media. So I mean, there's a lot of stuff going on with that too. But I get you. Not being on social media. That's, believe me. If I didn't, and it's not like I have to, but if I didn't have to, for means of like growing the channel and things like that, and interacting with some of my friends and things that I don't normally see, that I don't live close to, I probably wouldn't be on there much neither. U.S. Dutch Kitty, thank you so much for being here. RC Scott says, back to workout in the 16-degree wasteland later. All right, man, take it easy, RC Scott. Have a good day. Snow Dub Music and Entertainment, thank you so much for being here. He says, Jenner, check. Yeah, slap that like button, peeps. Hey, Zulu Entertainment, hope you're having a good day as well. Saying hello to everybody. Pope Cerebus the First says, I collect movies, records, and of course comics. Yes, movies, records, and comics. Definitely. Like me, I like physical media too, man. I like physical media too. That's the one thing, especially like records. If you're collecting records, you definitely like physical media. Fatal J says that Ghostbusters trailer is trash. Fatal J says that Wonder Woman trailer after my second look was boring too, besides the riding the lightning. And Aggressively Relaxing says, who makes videos about things they like? I make videos to beg for money by validating sad people's opinions. U.S. Dutch Kitty says, I'm cautiously optimistic about Ghostbusters Afterlife, but Wonder Woman 84, yes, please. Pope Cerebus the First says, the quote, how am I not myself? What movie does that come from? How am I not myself? Oh, man. I feel like this is one I should know, too. How am I not myself? You got me. You got me stumped there, Pope Cerebus. You got me there. You got me. But, yeah, you got me. You got me stumped there. I'm gonna have to think about it. Don't ruin it yet for me yet, but let me think about that. So yeah, getting into these trailers, let's first talk about Free Guy. Okay, let's talk about that one first because everybody's wanting to talk about the other ones. Let's get to Free Guy first. Okay, the new Ryan Reynolds movie. We can see it's got Taika Waititi in it and everything. This new movie coming out on Fox. It looks, like the thing is, like the movie looks like it would be good. I mean, it looks entertaining. It looks like it's gonna be fun. I mean, it's Ryan Reynolds, so it's gonna what kind of humor it's kind of gonna have in it. But the thing is, I've heard some people talking about this as well, about it looking just like Wreck-It Ralph, It's just like something that Wreck-It Ralph did. And largely, that's exactly what it looks like. I mean, hell, like he even seems like a Fix-It Felix, you know what I mean? But he also seems like he's Wreck-It Ralph, kind of all in one, to tell you the truth. That's kind of what it looks like, and it's playing on that whole video game world kind of thing as well. But it looks very funny. It looks very entertaining. Now, the other thing, along with Wreck-It Ralph, and here's the thing that I was thinking about this trailer, people saying, "Oh, this just looks like Wreck-It Ralph," Wreck-It Ralph 2 did exactly this, and that's kind of what Wreck-It Ralph itself was. And it brought something up I haven't really talked about much here on the channel as well, is Wreck-It Ralph 2. You know what I mean? When I watched Wreck-It Ralph 2, I kind of felt like that movie missed the boat as well. It seemed like it was a little bit behind the other movie that came out before it, and this is Wreck-It Ralph 2 we're talking about, which was really just like, it seemed like it was just doing exactly what the Emoji Movie did. And I gotta be honest with you, I kind of felt like the Emoji Movie did it a little bit better, to be quite honest with you. And believe me, I've watched all of these movies quite a bit. I've got 3 kids, man. I've got 3 kids, okay? And plus, I like the movies too. They're all pretty good. Even the Emoji Movie, I thought the Emoji Movie was pretty good. I do. I think it's pretty decent. But like that's kind of what I think about that. Like the Wreck-It Ralph missed the boat on that anyway, because of what the Emoji Movie. It seemed like it was just like a reboot of like the Emoji Movie, when like I don't know, it's a really tricky thing, but that's kind of what I felt like, and that's kind of what this movie feels like as well. Although we are getting, it's all with, like actual humans and things like that, and they're just playing in the video game world. So I think that's something a little bit different they're bringing to it, but also, they kind of did that with Pixels as well. They kind of did that with Ready Player One as well. But obviously there's got to be something to this, that they're going to be selling, and we'll probably see more in the trailers as well. But again, this was just the first trailer, so I don't know. I didn't really, I don't know. I'm not sure what to expect out of it. Like this kind of movie, I don't have high expectations for, other than the fact that it has Ryan Reynolds in it. So if you guys caught the free guy trailer, free guy, free man, free guy trailer, let me know what you think about it down in the comments, and then we'll get into the next one here after we see what else everybody is saying. Ghostbusters Fatal J says Ghostbusters Afterlife is going to have the OG actors or kids. It looks like it's going to have some of the OG actors in it as well. Who knows how many of them? Is Ernie Hudson going to return? I don't know. Is Dan Aykroyd going to be in it? Is Bill Murray going to be in it? Sigourney Weaver? I think some of these names are already confirmed. I haven't really looked too much into it, as it's a little bit of ways away, man. Like we just barely got the first trailer, so we'll learn more in the days to come. I'm Misguided says both. Egon is dead. Is dead. Somehow the OG are going to show up. Pro Reaver says I Heart Huckabees. Oh man, dude, and I haven't seen that movie. I haven't seen I Heart Huckabees in a while. Probably close to like within a few years of it coming out. I probably haven't seen that in a while. But yeah, that is a good movie. Fatal J says okay, if they have the OGs, I will give it a shot. Fatal J says Wonder Woman is going to be dope though. I Am True Skills. Good morning, my brother. I Am True Skills. I actually put a link to your channel in one of my videos that I recently did in there. Hopefully, maybe get you some traffic if anybody's clicking those little things that are sometimes up there in the corners of the videos. I'll put you up in a card up there suggesting your Doctor Doom video. Your Doctor Doom playlist in your channel. So yeah, Maverick Pilgrim, thank you so much for being here. Hope you're having a good day. I'm Misguided says I'm even excited for Black Widow. Pissed it was not 10 years ago though. Now here's the thing. I'm Misguided. The thing with Black Widow is like, I honestly don't know that there was a better time for them to do this movie. Like, is it overdue? Yeah, it's certainly overdue. Like for me, I think the best time that they could have done, the only other good time that it would have made sense, and just like a decent time that they could have done Black Widow, would have probably been after Ultron, but before Civil War. Like at that time, like so it would have been soon after we got Captain America: Winter Soldier. I think that would have been the optimum time is after Ultron, before Civil War. Now the thing is I've talked about, and I'm working on some theories on this. I want to talk more about, and maybe do a produced video about talking about some of my theories that I have for the Black Widow movie coming up. And one of those theories is that I think it takes place in current time, but it's going to have flashbacks to different times as well. Plus, I got a couple other things here that I want to talk about as well that maybe we'll talk about here later in the week if I don't already make a video about it with that with the Black Widow movie coming out. It's just some different theories going on, some connections people aren't even making. Just seems so obvious. It seems so obvious to me. But yeah, I'm excited for Black Widow too. Will Gentry, thank you so much for being here. I am Misguided says, what not love? What? Not love for the homeless? Oh man, I must have missed something there. Wookie Supreme says, hey Will. Biggie Shack says, cocaine. Every time I hear that, I just think of that clown from. Wasn't that the clown on Metalocalypse? I think that's what I'm thinking of. Yeah. Yeah, anytime I am True Skills. Maverick Pilgrim says, it doesn't matter if they are dead. It's Ghostbusters. They come back as ghosts and help the kids. Yes, exactly, right? The Immortal Vicky Shack says, trying to get a 10-cent Superman and Firestorm 1 for $10, low grade. Huh. Alright. Nice. Nice. Zulu Entertainment says, I kind of like the idea of the Everyman movie. I like it's like Grand Theft Auto and Saints Row. Yeah. I mean, yeah, it is pretty much like that. I mean, I like the idea of it. Is can they pull it off and do something a little? You can't really say original because no matter what they're doing, like somebody's kind of already done it anyway. But can you do something, bring something new and exciting to it? And you know, Ryan Reynolds just has that charisma where he easily could do that. So yeah, definitely. But I hear you. And Little Biggie Shack says, I think it's timings. Okay. Timings? Okay. Zulu Entertainment says, I honestly think the Black Widow movie makes a lot of sense and will make more sense when it comes out. Oh yeah, definitely. There's some things I think that we're gonna learn in this movie that I just don't hear people talking about, and I'm like, See, and I've already been studying some of the movies a little bit more, digging more into the MCU movies once again. It's been a while since I've done that because I haven't really had to do any theory crafting until we got this trailer, so I have a little bit more to go with. Even though I had some theories, but some of my theories were about stuff that are coming on down the road. I Am Misguided says, yes, would have made Endgame and her sacrifice more tangible. Okay, yeah. Wookiee Supremacy says Gal Gadot could flick rubber bands at the camera for 2 hours. I'm still watching that. Yeah, I mean, yeah, for sure. Dr. Roxo. Oh, yeah, was that his name? Yeah, the clown. Yeah. Aggressively Relaxing says, I'm making a Doom video right now. It's called Dr. Doom and the Real Bad No Good Awful Holiday Season. He has died 4 times and been arrested twice this holiday season. I know, dude, like Doom is everywhere right now. He's in everything. He's in the 2099 event. He's Savage Avengers. God, what else did I just see him in? I mean, like Amazing Spider-Man. Yeah, he's been in several different things. Obviously, he's like I said, part of the 29. Yeah, dude, he's going crazy. Zulu Entertainment says I definitely have theories on the Black Widow movie for sure. Yeah, definitely, man. Lots of them. Okay, so now the next one we'll go ahead and talk about. We'll talk about Wonder Woman 1984. Okay, guys, seen this trailer. This one just dropped here over the weekend as well. Guys, this movie looks really good. I'm excited for this. You know, I'm like, this is one like I'm excited for. I thought the trailer itself, I thought it was pretty good. I hear people out there talking about, you know, like, oh, Steve Trevor's dead. You know, what's he doing alive? And like, it'll be explained in the movie, man. Come on, really? Are we doing this? Seriously? It'll be explained in the movie. That's what a good writer does. I mean, that's if the movie is written well, I guess. They'll explain to you exactly what happened in the movie, why he's there. I mean, they put him in there for a reason, and it's to get you talking, get you thinking, get some theories going, right? For all of us YouTubers out there who are making videos theorizing on these kinds of things. But the movie itself, it looks really good, and the one thing I will say overall, okay, guys, and I've said this numerous times here on the channel, is Gal Gadot is not a great actress, okay? But I think she's really great for this role. She brings herself to it. She brings a certain charisma to it. You know what I mean? Plus, she's a very beautiful woman. But also the fact that Patty Jenkins plays to her strengths as an actress, you know what I mean? And any good director will do that with one of their actors. Play to their strengths. If you got somebody like a Gal Gadot, especially Gal Gadot in a role like this is a huge role. You know what I'm saying? This is a huge thing. So they're gonna do everything they can to make it as good as they can, and like I said, any good director will pull the best out of an actor, and not put them to not ask them to do something that's not in their wheelhouse. And I think that's exactly what we got out of the first Wonder Woman movie, because that was, for one, it wasn't that long ago, but it wasn't very like Gal Gadot was she's had more time to get better at acting at this point than she did even a few years ago when they did Wonder Woman, okay? And Wonder Woman was a really good movie. And again, that comes down to the fact that Patty Jenkins, being a good director, was able to play to her strengths. Now, this movie is going, for me, it's going to have to take that up. Her acting skills, she's going to have to dig a little more into her chops, because I also think that it worked in the first one, because the character that she was playing in that first one, a person who is kind of somewhat new to the world, kind of a fish out of water story, where she's kind of like curious about stuff. She kind of is naive to things. She's been in the world now for a little bit longer. We seen some of that. In like Justice League and stuff like that, where she came in, we see, where her character, kind of evolved a little bit and wasn't as naive and things like that. So, she had to pull a little bit more on her acting skills, and now she's gonna have to do that even more so, and be good and convincing at it. And can she do it? I don't know. I mean, it's Gal Gadot on the screen, so I'm willing to definitely go watch the movie and and watch it. I'm a more than a willing participant here. I'll tell you that much. Because like I said, she is a very beautiful woman, but acting wise, I mean, I don't know. She needs to improve. But hopefully we get that out of her. It seems like it's been a while since I've seen her in something, to be honest with you. But so hopefully we'll see that. But also, a lot of that too also comes with people that she's playing off of as well. Supporting cast and things like that really definitely helps a person get better at their acting and things like that. And also working, getting that comfortability with a director as well. This is going to be her and Patty Jenkins' second movie together, so they'll have a better working relationship and things like that. And I'm looking forward to seeing the Wonder Woman 1984. Definitely. And the other thing is too, is we can already see, like young Ripper59 already did a video where there's weirdos out there, man. There's these MCU stans who are just out there and don't want to see this movie do good, or just gonna slam this movie and all kinds of stuff. Like, guys, that's just weird. Okay, for one, like, I love the MCU, but I'm not gonna sit there and watch this trailer and be like, this sucks, like DC sucks, Warner Brothers sucks. None of that. That's ridiculous. Like, I want this. I want all their movies to do good. You know what I mean? Like, because like I said, I'm an actual just like fan of films. I want to see movies do good, and especially good movies. You know what I mean? Especially good movies. Bad movies, maybe not so much. Like, it kind of depends on what kind of movie it is, whether you want it to do good. Because even like with it, like the Star Wars community and things like that, you still want Star Wars to do good. You know what I mean? You still want it to do good. But more so at this point, we want it to do good from a storytelling standpoint than at the box office standpoint, because we know that it's going to do good at the box office. What we want is better storytelling. You know what I mean? That's the thing. Is that what you want? That's what you want there. Whereas with a movie, some of these other movies, we want, just, let's start with let's start with a good movie, and the storytelling can be decent. There's always a little bit of give and take when we're talking about different things here when it comes to movies and stuff like that. But that's just if you ask me. Let's go ahead and get down here into some more of the live chats. Maverick Pilgrim says, I feel like Black Widow needs to introduce some Mandarin and Ten Rings elements to really set up Shang-Chi and fall back to Iron Man 3. I think Yeah, I've got some theories about all that. I think it's actually going to tie probably into the 10 rings, which actually is probably going to have something to do with Shield for one, and obviously Hydra, because these are all essentially the same thing when we really sit down and think about it. So yeah, I think there's definitely going to be some ties to all of those kinds of things. Um, Yeah, but yeah, definitely. Wookiee Supremacy says, "Who cares about Steve anyway?" Right? Yeah, I was saying it's not that big a deal. Like he comes back. Like there's obviously something going on here that we're gonna learn in the movie of why he's there. So not too hard. U.S. Dutch Kitty says, "Oh yeah, Wonder Woman '84 looks good," and I'm not just saying that because it comes out during my birthday week. Oh, nice, nice. Yeah, I mean, it does look good too. And like I said, I mean, I want, come on, let's the DC. We need another one. We need another home run, man. Like I would say, Shazam was an in the park home run. I like the movie; it's a good movie. It was an in the park home run though. But they need another home run, just like they had with the first Wonder Woman movie. And actually, Josh at the Den of Nerds, he did a very good video talking about the Wonder Woman movie just yesterday, and it was very interesting because one of the things that he was saying was like he talked about this kind of unfortunate predicament with this movie, and the fact that it's probably one of the reasons, like Wonder Woman is probably one of the reasons, like the DCEU or whatnot isn't going to reboot and doesn't want to scrap everything because the success that they've had with Wonder Woman, and she's been tied into all that. You know what I mean? Which is a very good, solid point that he made yesterday in his video. Aggressively relaxing says, um, I have the new tiny Batman makes an appearance as young Bruce. I like how the new tiny Batman makes an appearance as young Bruce. I must be missing that one a little bit. Pope Shariba says it's not a movie, but Watchmen is pretty amazing. I wouldn't know. I haven't watched the Watchmen. I don't really watch many TV shows. When it comes right down to it, just like like the TV shows thing is, it's not really my format. I just don't really like TV shows, to be honest with you. Even like the ones like the Daredevil and the Punisher and all those were pretty hard for me to. Those were pretty hard to watch. Like, and this is probably an unpopular opinion here, but I think of all those series, I gotta say, I think Jessica Jones was probably my favorite. Season one. I don't think I ever watched season two. Maybe I need to go watch that. Um, but yeah, and then I think season one and two of Daredevil were pretty good as well. They were pretty up there, and I liked Luke Cage. I mean, that was pretty decent. But again, those were hard for me to watch. Um, Let's see. Wookiee Supremacy says Captain Kirk. Yeah, man, Captain Kirk. I'm Misguided says, nah, they messed up the Mandarin too much in Iron Man 3. And see me, I didn't mind that. I thought it was actually pretty decent because basically all you got is somebody who is there being like a somebody who's there basically not even impersonating, but there that is there assuming the position, the look, and so that takes the heat off the actual Mandarin. See that, and that's something I like about that is I think they should have maybe, if anything, build and play on that a little bit more. Like, ooh, like they've had all these people there that are just playing like the Mandarin. Now here's the real MF and Mandarin. You know what I'm saying? And have him actually come out. I think it's kind of an ingenious thing if they play it right. To be honest with you, I think it could really work out to their advantage if they play it right. Zula Entertainment says I don't think they mess it up too bad, but that it can't be fixed. But it did piss me off. And see me, it didn't. It didn't because you just got somebody there, and maybe even if he wasn't appointed the position to play as the Mandarin, it's perfect because it takes off all the heat off of the actual Mandarin. You know what I mean? So I mean, there's that. Maverick Pilgrim says that's what I mean. They can redeem some of those Mandarin elements from Iron Man 3. Yeah, they can, and I think that's part of what they plan on doing as well. Anyway, and like I said, I think they can if they do it in the sense that there's people out there have been impersonating the Mandarin. The Mandarin is back and he's pissed, or something similar to that. Something similar to that. Yeah. Zulu Entertainment says, I think the Mandarin can easily be redeemed. Yeah, I think so. Yeah, totally. Aggressively says, Watchmen TV has the artistic credibility of a McDonald's toy. It's the show Lost with a Watchmen paint job. That's funny, man. That's funny. I've heard a lot of differing opinions on the Watchmen, and again, I probably won't watch it, but I've heard a lot of differing opinions on that. Um, let's see. U.S. Dutch Kitty says, yes, Jenkins is showing off physical training and ability. Showing off physical training and ability Godot has because of her military training. I enjoyed Godot's acting in the first movie, but hopefully she ups her game. Yeah, she has to. She has to. Because she just don't have she's not very, she don't have a very deep skill set, and so she's gonna need to be constantly pushed and take on different. Honestly, it's gonna be taking on different roles for her to get that, and roles that she gets the where she's not just being a pretty face in. Okay, I mean, let's face it. I mean, because she is a beautiful woman, so at the same time it might be hard for her to get those too, because some people know, like, hey, she is a very beautiful beautiful lady, but we need somebody with a little bit more depth. Can we get it out of her? And I think to get more of those roles is going to be challenging, especially the more Wonder Woman roles she does, because then everybody will just be like, oh, she's just Wonder Woman. That's about all she can play, really. You know what I mean? There's a certain there's a line there that you get that you gotta where you gotta it's I mean, there's a fine line you have to walk it, especially when doing things like that. So certainly, Wookiee Supremacy says Chris Pine. Yeah, Chris Pine. Yeah, I knew what you guys were talking about with Captain Kurt. Yeah, Chris Pine. Oh. Pope Cerebus says she was in the Fast and Furious movie. Yeah, I remember that was one of the first first things I remember seeing her in, and even in that movie, I was kind of like, she's a pretty face, but you know, needs some acting skills. You need some acting skills, some more chops. But again, she's somewhat still fairly new to acting, so I mean, it takes time to build that up. You know what I mean? She obviously don't appear as one of these people who has been in the industry for a long time, growing up as a childhood actor and things like that. And that's something I used to do a lot of, was watch a lot of those type of movies to see some of these up and coming child actors and stuff, because these really are ultimately going to be the actors of the future. I mean, look at what a Kurt Russell done while he was growing up, coming up in the acting world, and look what all he's done. He's a good actor. You know what I mean? So I always look into those kinds of things. People talk about like the Twilight movies and all that stuff with what's his name, Robert Pattinson going off to be Batman and stuff. I'm like, you know what? He came up doing some of those things anyway. So I mean, that's just an actor's journey. You know what I mean? Whether you like it or not, that's an actor's journey that helps them grow their chops and things like that, as far as becoming actors. Because I mean, a lot of these other actors that are like that, they do the singing, they do the dancing, they do martial arts, they do music, they do like kind of a little bit of everything. Because that only adds value to not only you as a person, but especially you as an actor. You know what I mean? So yeah, I mean, trying to be creative and artistic in those kind of ways. Definitely. Zool Entertainment says, I love the MCU, but why the hell would I want any comic book movie to be bad? Exactly. Why would you want any comic book movie to be bad? And I feel the exact same way with the Star Wars thing. Like I was saying earlier, why would I ever want any Star Wars movie to be bad? Even people who didn't like The Last Jedi and things like that, who were hating on it and everything, like, why would you want Episode 9 to be bad? You know what I mean? It's nonsensical. You want it to be good. That's the thing. You want it to be good. So, boycotting and all that kind of stuff, like, hey, that's your own personal prerogative, but why would you want it to be bad? You would want it to succeed in hopefully being a good movie. And that's why I think, it's worth giving a shot and going to see if it is a good movie. I mean, because you want it. That's ultimately what you want. That's ultimately what you want, is it to be good, a good movie. That's why I sometimes don't understand some of those kind of arguments like that. He says, I love the Wonder Woman trailer as well. Definitely. Aggressively says they already started explaining the Mandarin in a one shot. Check it out. Yeah, I've seen that one shot too, where they went back like into the prison and everything. Yeah, the one shot. Yeah, those one shots are great. And like I said, that's the thing with like DVDs that I always like, is getting on and going through all the bonus features and all that stuff. And now I'm glad that they're starting to put all that stuff on the digital movies as well. Aggressively says Young Rippa is mad because people are starting out mad. Are starting out mad at something by default. No, he did a video talking about this MCU stan that was mad at him because he liked because he was talking about the Wonder Woman trailer and hopes that it's a good movie. Somebody was mad at him and left some just stupid remarks on one of his videos, calling him a bunch of names, like I'm I'm an idiot for wanting a movie to be good and wanting and liking a movie that's getting ready to come out. Like, yeah, because that's just how some of these stands are. They just have nonsensical thinking. You know, it's completely ridiculous. But no, he's not mad about that. People are mad at him because he liked the trailer and he talked about it. That's pretty much what it came down to. Um, let's see. Wookiee Supreme says, to be honest, it doesn't have to. It doesn't have to be a Greek play. It's isn't Wonder Woman jumping around in a short skirt enough? Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. No, I'm with you. I'm with you, Wookiee. But at the same time, I still want a good movie. I want a good Wonder Woman movie. You know what I mean? Like, uh, if they like, you can spend a lot less money giving me Gal Gadot looking beautiful and doing stuff, jumping around in a little mini skirt on screen. You know, you can spend a lot less money doing that and get me to go see it. You know what I mean? You don't have to put all the production into. You know that. You don't. You know that. I don't have to tell you. You already know. He says it's not a deep thinker. Yeah, but that's again, it still has to be written well. It still has to be produced well. It's just all of those kinds of things. All of those kinds of things. It still has to be. It still has to be. I am misguided says if they would have made it more that the Mandarin was controlling the actor, not that the Mandarin was just made up. Well, the thing is I don't think the Mandarin was just made up, but yeah, I think that's kind of what I'm getting at is that the Mandarin was actually pulling the strings the whole time and allowing these things to happen. Maybe he hired somebody to hire somebody to play the Mandarin. You know what I'm saying? Just kind of like one of those kinds of things. He's like, oh yeah, or like I said, maybe it's just somebody popped up and he's like, oh, great, this person wants to take responsibility for it and do all that. Hey, I'll go ahead and let him go right ahead. Go right ahead, Hammer. Go right ahead. Definitely. Like I said, I mean, it's easy workarounds. It's so easy to rectify things like that. Biden Touch says, who needs a morning touch? Not me, Joe, but thanks. Or I mean, Mr. Biden Touch. You know what I'm saying. Thank you so much for being here. Zulu Entertainment says, I'm misguided. You gotta watch the one shot. Yeah, yeah, where they kind of went and retconned it a little bit. Zulu Entertainment says the actor was basing it off of the real Mandarin. Yeah, yeah. Um, I'm True Skill says Black Widow versus Wonder Woman. Who you got? As far as what? As far as what? Like fighting? Or I mean, like fighting skills. They're gonna fight each other, like box each other. Obviously, Wonder Woman would win that. If you're talking about it at the box office, honestly, I think Wonder Woman will do better at the box office. Probably not a whole. I don't know. You know what? Actually, it might be a whole. It might even do a whole lot better than Black Widow. At this point, I honestly don't see. And I'm not a numbers guy here. I'm not a numbers guy here. Okay, I don't pay attention to box office, but I honestly don't know that Black Widow will break 1 billion. Maybe 800, 800 million. Yeah, maybe somewhere right around there. Maybe a little less, maybe a little more, but I'm thinking somewhere right around there is what it'll make. I think Wonder Woman '84 could easily be $1 billion movie. You know, I think it could easily do that. I think it could easily do that. But as far as Black Widow versus Wonder Woman, as far as the movie's concerned, I'm not worried about that. You know, I'm not worried about that. I'm not even worried about which one I'm gonna like more. I just want two good movies. I want a good Black Widow movie. I want a good Wonder Woman movie. That's really what it comes down to for me. Will Gentry says, "I'm True Skills. Are you talking about an actual fight, or are you asking about?" Yeah, see, see, I was just asking the same thing. Movies, what will be better? Is yeah, and again, it also it kind of depends on as far as what movie will be better. It's going to depend on what kind of person who's watching the movie because they're very different movies. Where we can see the Black Widow is going to be more of a spy espionage kind of tale, kind of like Winter Soldier was, and that's totally not even what Wonder Woman is. So yeah, it depends. It depends on what movie that you yourself particularly like. As far as superhero movie, Wonder Woman is going to be the better one because Black Widow is not a superhero to say. She's just a hero. more than anything. Will Gentry says, tough call. I think Black Widow will be good, but will follow the established and safe Marvel formula. Wonder Woman, however, could go either way. It could be great, but it could also be a big letdown. Yeah, I feel the same way about Wonder Woman. It could be. It could be. We're all just hoping that it's not. If we're talking box office, I'd have to put my money on Black Widow making the most. See, and I kind of feel that way, but I kind of feel that Wonder Woman will win audiences more, drawing bigger crowds for Wonder Woman. Just me personally, but I think it's gonna do. I think Wonder Woman, even at the box office, will do better. Aggressively relaxing says everyone agrees that that there's a Marvel formula, but no one can articulate what it is. Oh, I could articulate what it is. It's very easy. In what they're doing. And the thing is, the formula kind of changes for what movie they're doing, but also their streaming service really changes the game for them because they no longer really have to do origin movies. Like origin films, like like where you got like Iron Man really wasn't even an origin film as much as like Captain America: The First Avenger was. They no longer have to do movies like Captain America: The First Avenger anymore, where they're going back and telling somebody's story. That's what they got the streaming service for. Like honestly, like the Miss Marvel, like I've got some theories about stuff they could do with all this stuff with Captain Marvel, Miss Marvel. I keep wanting to do this video about saving Captain Marvel in the MCU from storytelling standpoint, not the Brie Larson standpoint. People are gonna feel how they feel about it no matter what. But from a storytelling standpoint, what I think they could do to resurrect, to do things right for Captain Marvel, going into Miss Marvel, and all of those kinds of things, so they could carry it all forward. I have an easy fix for it all. I have a pretty easy fix for it all to make everything right, to somewhat improve what they've done with these movies. But the Marvel formula is simple: make good films. Make good films and make standalone films about a character that really only kind of tie into the larger picture. That's where their success has been, is making standalone films until they do the team up movies and just sprinkling Easter eggs in these movies that pay off later in the bigger team up movies. That's really what, and also because they've done they've largely worked in doing genre type of films in their own way. Like you could like Captain America: Winter Soldier is one of those one of those spy espionage type of thrillers from like the 70s. You know what I mean? And then you got like Ant-Man. Ant-Man is largely just like a fun family adventure type of movie, and I'm not sure that Romancing the Stone is necessarily a family type of movie, but it is definitely one of those adventure type of movies where you're going out and seeking a treasure and things like that, and that's largely what it reminds me of, and coincidentally it has Michael Douglas in it as well, where like Guardians of the Galaxy, they went and just made like a space sci-fi kind of movie. So that's largely what their formula has been, is not sticking to making what ultimately not making superhero movies. Is what was kind of what their formula has been, is doing these certain genre movies and injecting the superhero into them. That's ultimately that's for me, that's what the formula is. Zulu Entertainment says, I honestly don't think there's a formula, but that's just my opinion. I think there is, but it's a formula that is just always kind of changing, that they are kind of changing the concoction and shaping it and molding it, and like I said, genre bending, if more than anything, for sure. Actually like the Mandarin switcheroo. Yeah, me too. Like I said, I'm not against anything that they've done with the Mandarin. Like I said, I even like what they did with the Mandarin in Iron Man 3 without the one shot that came out. Just because of what they can do with it, for some of the things that we're actually talking about here. Because I think we're all under I think we're all kind of in the same boat here, just with different paddles and oars to get the boat moving as far as the Mandarin is concerned here. It would just be a matter of how they ultimately handle rectifying all that. Wookiee Supremacist says, first one was great. As long as DC doesn't pull a Ryan Johnson, it should be awesome. Yeah, definitely. More of the normies have heard of Wonder Woman than Black Widow. In At this point, I don't know. As far as the normie's concerned, I'd say it's about the same because Black Widow's been around in the movies, in the actual movies. I mean, because I know we had Linda Carter, Wonder Woman, and all that stuff, but in the actual movies, Black Widow's been around longer. So I don't know. It's really hard to say because Wonder Woman had her own solo movie for one already, and she's just a bigger, more well-known name in the first place too. So yeah, there's a little. I would say to normies, like actual normies, I would say they're probably about the same. I would say they're probably about the same. Zulu Entertainment says, I think they will both be very good in their own way. Perp Minded, what's up? Zulu Entertainment says, Black Widow will be a lot more gritty and Wonder Woman will be very bright in a Guardians of the Galaxy kind of way, and I think it'll be good. Yeah, definitely, definitely. Like I said, two different movies. Wonder Woman 84 winning 2020, no debate, and will make over $1 billion. I think it'll make $1 billion. I think it'll break $1 billion. I'm not sure that it's going to blow. I don't think it's just going to blow by $1 million. But it could. It has the potential to. I just don't know that it's just going to blow by it like it was no problem. I mean, maybe it comes a thing where it's going to be like the Joker was. You know, it could be one of those kind of movies where it's just going to have, and it might do a little bit better than the Joker because it's not rated R as well. But I think it's going to be largely maybe follow that same kind of the way it made its money. A large part of the Marvel formula is the goodwill they have built up over the years. That's where a lot of their money comes from. People know what they're going to get with a Marvel film. For the most part, yeah, I think you're right there, Will. Definitely. Gritty, you forget this is Marvel. Yeah, but no, I mean they've done it though. I mean look at Captain America: Winter Soldier. They've done it. They've been certainly with like some of the other like the first couple Iron Man films that weren't necessarily done by Disney they were fairly they did a lot of things that Disney might question about. But then again, Disney let Tony Stark curse in front of his daughter, in front of his little girl. But yeah, no, you can do gritty without being without pushing the envelope too much. That's easy. That's easy. I don't get Marvel. I don't get into Marvel and DC arguments because I don't care. I like good movies, plain and simple. Yeah, exactly. I'm with you there, Zulu Entertainment. I don't stand for either one of them. I mean, or you could say I stand for both of them, if anything. Pert Minded says the event they had for Wonder Woman trailer was so epic. There will never be nothing like that. Easily the best trailer that I've seen so far. I don't know that it's the best trailer. It was a good trailer though. It was a good trailer. It really was, and they certainly put a lot behind getting ready to promote it. And plus, because I think at some point once it got there down to those last few days, like that last week, everybody knew when it was going to premiere. You know what I mean? Everybody knew when it was coming out. So that definitely helps too, being transparent in that way. Aggressively says people at Sony scribbling down the Marvel formula. Make good movies. Eureka! Right. He says, Wookie says, I don't understand why they don't just follow the comic books. I really wouldn't mind DC and Marvel giving an issue number on each movie and straight adapt the books to the screenplay. Yeah, and there's a lot of arguments for why that's easily done. For why they could easily do that, why they could do that. And I have no problem with them adapting the comic books. The only thing is we're not going to get exactly what's in the comic books, even if they did exact adaptations, just because there's things that you could do on a panel that you can't necessarily do on screen. But they're pushing the envelope, so I mean, there's a lot of things they could do. But yeah, I mean, I wouldn't mind it either. I wouldn't mind it. But yeah, okay. So the one thing I got last few minutes here, going to talk about. God, what was the last one we didn't talk about? Ghostbusters, the new Ghostbusters Afterlife trailer. Seen the trailer, and the trailer is I don't know. I'm a Ghostbusters fan. I like Ghostbusters. I grew up on Ghostbusters. To me, the movies they're not necessarily comedies, but they're funny. You know what I mean? And they're entertaining and they're fun. But they're really more of, and I wouldn't say they're a horror movie. They're not even a thriller. They're not even a suspense. They're not even a drama. You know what I mean? Like, Ghostbusters is one of those kind of movies, like, what exactly is this kind of movie? I mean, and it's science fiction, I guess, more than anything, And this trailer has that sci-fi feel to it, but it also has that kind of eerie kind of, it just like the feel of it didn't feel like what I would expect for a Ghostbusters movie. The feel of it, the tone of the trailer wasn't there. It's like it's building this mystery, and ooh, ah, doing the nostalgia kind of thing, showing us this and that. And I have no problem with nostalgia. That's not a problem. But it just didn't seem exciting. You know what I mean? It didn't seem like it was going to be like a fun movie where there's going to be some cool things going on, some fighting Ghostbusters and some having fun. You know what I mean? It seemed like it was trying to build this whole big old mystery and all these kinds of things and be a more epicish kind of movie, especially with that soundtrack that they played over the movie. The music just wasn't right. The trailer seemed like it was trying to build up this kind of mystery kind of thing. That's not what I want, and that's not what I expect out of a Ghostbusters movie. Hopefully that changes. Hopefully that changes as time goes on. Maybe the promotion will get a little bit better. Again, this was just pretty much a teaser trailer, so hopefully they change that because I don't know. It's got Paul Rudd in it, guys. I love Paul Rudd. Paul Rudd is one of my favorite actors out there today, doing the things that he does. He's really great. I'm excited to see Paul Rudd in it. That in itself isn't going to make me want to go see this movie. You know what I mean? Just because he's in it. Will I go see it just because he's in it? Yeah, probably more than likely. But again, this trailer, I get why a lot of people don't like this trailer. It done nothing exciting. It didn't really give us anything new. You know what I mean? It tugged at the old member berries and just didn't tell a very exciting. It didn't give us a whole lot to go off of. It doesn't make you excited to want to see the movie, and that's what you got to do. Is give us something. I don't feel that this trailer gave us enough. Hopefully they do in future trailers, but again, this is just the first teaser trailer, and it's not coming out. It's not coming out for a while. They got some time to do better marketing on this, but it just didn't seem like it was setting up a very good movie, from what I could tell. Just according to the trailer, it wasn't exciting. It didn't, like I remember when Ghostbusters 2 was getting ready to come out of the theater, dude. I was freaking excited. Of course, I was a kid too. Maybe I was just a stupid kid, but I was excited, man. Like them trailers were great. I remember seeing them on TV. Two in the box, ready to go. We be fast and they be slow. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Just like, I don't know. Part of that too obviously has to do with the cast that they had in the movie, all the people that they had in there. I mean, you got Harold Ramis, you got Dan Aykroyd, you got Bill Murray, you got Ernie Hudson, you got Annie Potts, you got Sigourney Weaver. You know what I mean? You got some great actors and they're doing great things. And all of these actors, they did a lot of things together. We knew who these people were. In this trailer, we don't know who any of these people are. And I'm okay with that. But, as far as actors, I'm okay with that. But at the same time, like, there was an excitement to it. You know what I mean? It was exciting, it made you want to go see it, and that was the first one, I like the first, like the second one. The first one, I was probably too young to really remember all the promotion and everything going into it, but I grew up watching that movie, and this movie doesn't have that feel to it. This movie probably, I have to show it to my kids and see how they react to it. It doesn't seem like anything that's really going to get a kid excited, like I would have been back when Ghostbusters 2 was coming out. You know what I mean? It just didn't have that to it. So hopefully they do some better job building this movie up and getting better promotional materials and everything out there for it. Hopefully so. Let's see. There are issues of Wookiee supremacy. There are issues of comics I'd love to see. Oh yeah, me too. Pert Minded says I meant to say best rollout for a trailer. Oh yeah, it was certainly a great rollout they had. Yeah, definitely. Aggressively relaxing says Marvel formula: make good movies for a long time, building up good while putting characters in movies that resemble the genres their comics helped define. Easy. Yeah, pretty easy. You would think. I am True Skill says, do you think the MCU will water down Wolverine? Yeah, I mean they're gonna have to. They don't have to. They're going to. I mean, there's a fine line that you got to walk there. I think they could easily do it. I mean, a lot of that comes down to maybe how Quentin Tarantino used to do a lot of simulated violence as opposed to actually seeing violent things happening on screen. There's a lot of things that you could simulate, but again, that's going to push the envelope too, to get those PG-13s that they're searching for. But ultimately, I mean, they'd be smart to make rated R movies and advertise them as that and let people be known. And then when you go to put those characters in other movies, all you got to do is, like I said, just clever editing. Clever editing. Like I said, the best example I can think of for any of that kind of stuff is Austin Powers. Go watch any Austin Powers movie. They are PG-13 movies. They do a lot of risque things in them, a lot with clever editing. That's really all it takes, more than anything. Um, but I mean, I think Wolverine will be watered down a little bit as far as like violence and stuff. Um, Wookiee Supremacist says, I heard it looks like Stranger Things. I can't stand the show. I haven't seen Stranger Things. I have no real desire to. But, I mean, I think people are saying that just because I think one of the actors or something in the movie is from Stranger Things. I could be wrong. I'd say Ghostbusters is a sci-fi comedy. Yeah, I guess it's somewhere, yeah, like a sci-fi comedy. Yeah, definitely. Will Gentry says, have you seen John Talk's video on the Ghostbusters trailer? He was not happy. Haha. I don't watch John Talks. I don't watch John Talks. I mean, no disrespect to him or anything. I haven't seen him say anything that adds any kind of value to my entertainment or anything like that, or really have. I mean, it's not even a fact of whether I agree or disagree with his opinions. It's not that, because I watch plenty of people I disagree with their opinions, but no, I haven't watched. I don't follow his channel. He's no. You forgot Moranis. Oh yeah, Rick Moranis. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, Moranis is definitely a good one. Yeah, Rick Moranis is great. He needs to make a comeback. Aggressively Relaxing says Ghostbusters is a Dan Aykroyd comedy. It's funny, but wants to educate you about the occult. Right? Yes. Comics on the Pirate says one of the reasons I wanted to see Ghostbusters was because of Slimer. I laughed when he said I got slimed. Yeah, definitely, yeah. Yeah, Slimer definitely did those movies some good. But all right, guys, that's all I've got for today's video. It's already been going on for an hour here. Thank you all so much for tuning into the Second Street Marvel. If you're not already, subscribe, do all that good stuff. Like this video, share it with your friends, tell them to come hang out with us here where we like to talk about movies. Don't forget, New Comic Book Day is coming up tomorrow, guys. It's already Wednesday. Only a couple more of these left in the year, so make sure you go out and check that out. I did a comic book previews, books that are getting ready to come out. I just did that yesterday, last night on a live stream. You should go check that out if you don't know what's coming out at your local comic book shop. If there's anything on there you'd like me to take a look at and review, let me know down in the comments of that video. Other than that, you all have a very good day. Have a great rest of your week if I don't see you until then, and we'll see you in the next video. Later.